Alright, be honest. How many of you forgot to change your clocks last night? Or worse, how many of you feel like you just lost an hour of sleep and are already counting down to getting it back? That's right, it's that time of year again. Daylight saving time. But why do we even do this? And why do so many people want to get rid of it for good? Let's talk about it. Daylight saving time, or DST, is the practice of setting our clocks forward by 1 hour in the spring and then back again in the fall. The idea is to make better use of natural daylight, giving us longer evenings in the summer. But it turns out, this idea isn't new. Ancient civilizations adjusted their schedules based on daylight long before clocks even existed. The Romans even used water clocks that changed depending on the season. But the first famous mention of shifting our schedules came from Benjamin Franklin in 1784. While living in Paris, he jokingly suggested waking people up earlier to save on candles. Spoiler alert, no one took him seriously. The first real proposal for DST came from a New Zealand scientist, George Hudson, in 1895. Then, in 1907, an Englishman named William Willett pushed for British summertime, mainly because he hated that people slept through daylight hours. But it wasn't until World War I that countries actually started using DST to save energy. In 1916, Germany and Austria-Hungary became the first countries to officially adopt DST to save coal during the war. Other countries, including the US, soon followed, and since then, we've been stuck in a cycle of changing our clocks. Sometimes for energy savings, sometimes for economic reasons, and sometimes just because it's tradition. So, does DST actually save energy? Well, that depends on who you ask. The original idea was that shifting daylight hours would reduce the need for artificial lighting. But studies show that any savings on lighting are often canceled out by increased air conditioning use in the summer and heating use in the winter. And what about sleep? Studies have linked DST to an increase in heart attacks, strokes, and even car accidents right after the time change. That lost hour of sleep can really mess with your body. There's also a myth that DST was made to help farmers, but in reality, many farmers hate it. The sun, not the clock, dictates their schedules, and moving the clocks actually makes things harder for them. As of 2023, only about 34% of the world still uses DST. Some countries like Mexico have already scrapped it. In the US, Hawaii and most of Arizona don't observe it either. And every year, more people and lawmakers push to get rid of it altogether. Some people want to eliminate DST and keep standard time year-round because it's better for our health. Others want to make DST permanent so we get more sunlight in the evening. But no one can seem to agree on which one is better. Right now, bills to end clock changes are being debated in the US and Europe. But until a final decision is made, we're stuck with the same old routine, springing forward and falling back.